right. So we do the quick recap.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Last time. Dragon Ball
On
Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
I can't hear you over the snow.
Yeah. Last time we were unfortunately down two people. Today we are only down one. But it's a different person.
What?
So unfortunately Ravenchuck will not be joining us today.
He's
but
dead.
Quick
Double
recap
tap.
from last
I
session.
skinned him.
So the when we last left off, you guys had just finished assembling the Summer Star. You were able to get it back into working order. You activated it, which allowed you guys to clear the blizzard that you were in. It was at this point, though, that a light started to glow in from the outside, and as it pulled up to the window, it glowed extremely bright, nearly blinding everyone inside. But it was at that point that the fire in the fireplace exploded, launching everyone up against the western side of the wall in the cabin. Unfortunately, the supports that were over that side of the mountain, which was right on that icy crevice, were very weak at this point, and all of your weight hitting on it crumbled the floor underneath you. Graf and Gerard were able to... Graf was able to pull himself out of the way of falling, and Gerard was pulled to safety thanks to his companion Niyagiri. Unfortunately, Ravenchuck, Smith, and Wu fell down into the crevice and slid down the icy luge. Once they had, as they fell, though, they were kind of battered off some of the icy rocks that were in this crevice, but you finally came to a stop at a frozen pond. When you got there, you realized that you are on the northern side of this crevice, and that you were still fairly close to where the cabin was. You were, only a couple, maybe like a good, couple 1,000 feet from where the cabin actually was. But unfortunately, the path up this icy luge would be near impossible to climb without special equipment, which the normal climbing gear that you have would not have been able to cut it. So with that, you looked. The three of them looked around. They realized that there were some smokestacks not too far from where they were. So they decided to head over there. And when they did, they came across a small, ragged nomad camp. That camp was currently being attacked by some dire wolves. There were 3 of them. And the group, whenever they arrived, they were ushered into one of the tents by one of the tribesmen. They were told that the hunters who normally fended off the wolves had gone out before the blizzard and should be making their way back now, but have not arrived. It was at this point that the group decided that they were going to help. Ravenchuck was a bit more injured than the others, but said that he would, do his best. Wu then charged out, turning large, and between the 3 of them, as well as Beefchuck, you guys were able to quickly dispatch these wolves. Once you did, the camp came out of their tents to thank you. It was shortly after this that the hunters had come back at the sounds of the people in cheer and celebration. You were then introduced to the camp's chieftain, a ranking member whose name was Skadvir. And he was an older man, an older druid, who worshipped the god. I know I added, I'm looking at literally everyone's character sheet but those that I need, who worshipped a being known as Eludiu.
Who?
Eludiu. So, it was this chieftain who the group talked to, and they explained that they had come from the cabin. The chieftain explained that not long ago, before the tribe was attacked, they saw a brilliant flash of light sometime while the blizzard was going. They explained that was, I think Wu was very adamant that was Smith who did it, and that he was the one who set the light off that stopped the blizzard as well, so he was thanked for that. The three of them then explained that they needed to get back up to the cabin where their friends were, because they were, it was a creature that was attacking them right as they left. The chieftain explained that the route to go down and up would really be kind of like the straightest path, but is also the longest. But he also explained that there was an old cave not too far from there that supposedly had a tunnel that led from one side of the crevice to the other. But he also explained that there was a dragon that roosted near it, a small white dragon. The group decided that they were going to go and deal with the dragon. The camp there was ecstatic at this news, because the dragon was making it very difficult for them to move out of the area. So the original man who had introduced you guys to the chieftain, his name was Streventh, he offered to guide you guys up there. Along the way, you spotted the white dragon carrying a goat up into where about the cave was. After that, you made your way into the cave and started to fight your way through it. You came across some ice toads that were disguised as pillars of ice, as well as a stalagmite or stalactite that was housing many silver coins in it. You also found a room that had a giant slayer battle axe that was embedded in a snowdrift, being protected by some whatchamacallits, some snow golems. And after that, after you guys dispatched the snow golems and claimed the giant slayer battle axe, as well as the 4 explorer packs that were there, you made your way around through the cave and came across an ice troll with the young white dragon wormling. While you stood there and discussed options to go in and handle this ice troll, you were kind of loud in the process, which attracted its attention, and it basically came up and offered you guys some gold to just leave and not really bother him, or to submit to his will and join him in the new Ice Age. The group, after discussing it for a few minutes and testing the ice troll's patience, the group eventually said that they were going to take the gold and be on their way. It was at this point that Wu used a dart dipped in some sleeping poison that knocked out the troll, at which point they started shoveling in some of the gold pile that was sitting next to him, and Ravenchuck took the first swing at the ice troll. Combat ensued. You guys were able to kill him. You then realized that the majority of the coins in the pile next to the troll were gold. Were not gold. They were in fact ice that had tiny little gold stones in it, just to make them look like gold coins. But you were able to make out with a decent sum. Unfortunately, though, during the beginning of combat, the small white dragon had fled in terror at the sight of you guys attacking its master. So, after that...
Where was Gerard when we needed him?
Yeah, really. Well, where Gerard was during all of this, Groff and Gerard were up in the cabin, and as the floor fell out, they watched their friends slide down this crevice. The Cold Light Walker actually crawled into the room, and the two of them took up arms against it, trying to fend it back as best they can. Through the window, though, from where this creature entered in, the wall broke through as a polar bear rushed in, knocking over the Cold Light Walker to the ground, and then shape-changing into a Goliath wielding a battle axe. It was at this point that between Groff, Gerard, and this Goliath, who appeared in polar bear form and then transformed, were able to defeat him. It was then revealed that this Goliath that this Goliath had been up in this area, kind of keeping an eye on this cabin for a little while to make sure that there was nothing evil going on in the area. And when he saw the initial explosion, he started to make his way over there, keeping an eye on things, and that's when he saw the Cold Light Walker entering in. So he sprang into action, knowing that it was a creature of Arl's wrath. After jumping in there, he asked the two of them what they were doing there, and they explained that they were here to deliver some goods to the man that used to work, that used to be here, but that they were also in Icewind Dale trying to stop the Frostmaiden and to help 10 towns. The Goliath introduced himself as, where do I have it here? Quan the Monolith Akhenafi. And he explained that he had actually been on a quest to find a legendary Goliath werebear named God, I can never pronounce this. Hold on. There's literally a pronunciation guide.
Just call him Smith.
It's like Oymonket or something like that. Sorry.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Definitely not Dormammu. Here it is. Oya May Nartok. Okay, a legendary Goliath polar werebear. So he explained that he is on a quest looking for this legendary werebear. He explains that he has a pendant, a medallion that allows him to change into a polar bear, but he is looking to gain those powers himself through the power of this legendary werebear. Unfortunately, though, Quan explained that his addiction to games of chance led him into 10 towns more than out on the search, finding himself on the wrong end of some debtors. Dishonored by resorting to thievery to cover his gambling debts, he now wants to atone. So he asked the two of them, since they are trying to help 10 towns, if they would be willing to return with him to Sky Tower Shelter and convince his chieftain of the Akhenafi clan to put aside the grievances and unite the Goliaths of the Sky Tower Shelter and of the Worm Doom Crag. Towards uniting them towards a common purpose of bringing an end to the Frostmaiden's everlasting winter. During this, Groff picked up the cloak that was being worn, that was like formed the Cold Light Walker, as well as a lantern that had a few will-o-wisps in it, and Quan gave Gerard a stolen figurine of wondrous power of a silver raven, as thanks and as almost like an upfront payment of helping him with the journey of trying to unite the Goliath tribes. So,
we have a Goliath that can help us unite the tribes, right?
Yeah.
Right, Smith?
So that's where we're going to pick up. It's been a little while. I know that what happened between Gerard and Groff did not happen on camera.
It's only been like 7 hours.
What's that?
It's only been like 7 hours. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's it. It literally happened this morning while I was at work, trying to get that under tow. So that is the case. That's where we're going to pick up. So where it actually left off on cam, though, was Smith and Ravenchuck had come out of the icy tunnel. Wu was still in the process of looking over the ice troll. But we'll kind of fast forward things a little bit just to get everyone back together. Because when the two of them, Smith and Ravenchuck, got out of that icy tunnel. They could look up the mountain now that the blizzard was gone. They could see a smokestack from where the cabin would be, signaling that there was some fire up there. It was small enough that it wasn't like the house was on fire itself, but big enough not to just be like, a few smolders here and there. So it did lead the two of you to believe that this was a campfire of some sort. So we'll pick up with Wu and Smith and Ravenchuck heading back up to the cabin, because we'll say that Smith and Ravenchuck went back inside to the to where the cave was, explained to Wu that they found the path leading up the mountain, and then the three of them headed up.
God damn it.
So what's the matter, buddy?
Nothing.
What'd you want to do?
No,
Huh?
my ribs.
Oh, physically you outside of game are hurting.
Yes, I had popped a rib out of place yesterday,
Ooh.
and then I got it popped back in.
That's gross. That's really gross.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
You asked, so I told.
I did ask. I was very like wondered about that.
Yeah, so
I'll
if
be
you
right
hear me-
back. I'm gonna follow along on stream.
All right.
Yeah, so if you hear me moaning and groaning, it's nothing personal. It's just
Yeah.
health.
No,
health
it's extremely
issues.
personal.
It's health issues. I promise.
All right. So, so where we'll pick up, we'll kind of start the scene. The fire in the fire in the cabin is crackling. Your three companions, being that two of them can fly and one of them is kind of more chaotic and can move between a pocket dimension and the material plane. Albot, Chris, and Neogiri headed down into the ice luge to look for your companions, as you, Groff, and this werebear, not werebear, this Goliath, Quan, are sitting in front of a roaring fire.
He's a fake werebear.
He's not. He is a fake werebear. He has a pendant that gives him this ability, and he wants to find. He wants to find Oyame Nartok in order to gain the werebear curse, but he doesn't see it as a curse. So, as you're sitting there alongside him, all of a sudden you see, you're listening to the crackling of the fire, and you look up at him, and suddenly his ears kind of perk up, or he kind of perks his head up. He's looking around, and he grabs his pendant that is in the shape of a polar bear, and he reaches his hand into the snow that's next to him, and you actually see that his hand kind of changes shape into a polar bear paw, but only momentarily. And he goes, "We have company."
I hope it's not another Ice Walker. I'll go ahead and prepare for battle,
He says,
just in case.
I don't believe it is, but there are 2, 3. It is hard to tell.
That could be our companions.
It is strange. I sense 2 of them, but the vibrations of the third, it is not like normal feet. It is a constant flow.
We'll have to. I guess we'll just wait and see. But if
Yep.
it's the constant, because in his mind, the constant flow just means what was it? Beef Chuck is the name of the metal snake?
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, in your mind, you could think that it was, maybe
Yeah.
Raven Chuck is riding him.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
baby.
see Quan. He grabs his axe. We'll say that Groff readies a bow. You actually hear the man off to your side, the guy in the prisoner outfit or the prison guard outfit that you guys found. You kind of hear him like moaning and in pain.
Aaron,
And
can you moan in pain for us to add some flavor with your Thank you, Aaron.
Thanks, buddy.
Uh,
And so it's at that point that through the crunching of the snow and eventually the stamping on the wood, you see your 3 companions making their way up the path here.
Oh yeah, those are the companions. So it's okay. You don't have to worry about anything.
See, he puts his battle axe down next to him, and he looks out. Smith, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right.
All right. Well, as you are walking up the walkway towards the opening, in this one wall, you take notice of something. And specifically what that is that the window that used to be right here, separating, that used to be here where Ravenchuck actually had to climb in to open up the door for you. You now see that this chunk, let me pull up the map layer, right about here. So from here to here is actually busted open. There's a massive hole there that's kind of letting the free-falling snow that's blustering by just into the actual cabin itself. And off to the right, you can see another hulking figure that is about the same stature as you. Do you head in?
Do I see Groff or anything?
You do.
I'm sorry.
You
Okay.
do. You actually see Groff. We'll say that he kind of took a stance behind the one table, and your Rard has readied. You actually see for the first time, you actually see like glowing motes of light. Or wait, what spell were you readying to cast, Jared?
Oh, I was just more or less about to ready to cast Eldritch Blast. So
Okay.
like I just had the energy crackling.
Yeah, for like the first time, you actually see Urard's hands, himself, his hands crackling as you don't see Neogiri anywhere about at the moment.
I'll just kind of wave.
And Quan looks at you, Urard, and he looks with a quizzical look, kind of questioning, is this them?
I'll go ahead and discharge or not like discharge, but get rid of the
Yeah.
spell and be like, yeah, this is them. This is them. We're good.
And you see, as he steps away from this corner, away from his defensive stance, Smith, you see another Goliath kind of walking along through this room. Do me a favor, buddy. Roll me a perception check.
Oh, America.
Yeah, so we'll definitely chalk this up to the fact that, you're a Goliath. You have lived in the Dale your entire life. And when you see this being walk past you, something stands out. you can see that you can see some of the markings and the tattoos on their face. They are kind of off to you. And what you eventually realize as you are looking at this is that this is a member of the Akhenathi tribe, the rival tribe of your Thunderbeast clan.
And rival tribes often fight, right? I'm assuming. Do they get like pretty violent?
So the rivalry between the Akhenathi, the Sky Tower clan, and the Thunlock Alaga, or the Thunderbeast clan, is fairly well documented. So basically, the two groups have refused to get along for many years, and competition between them is often very fierce, very violent. In fact, their two mountain peaks are across one another in a valley in the spine of the world, and Goliaths will often stare each other down from just that distance, and they fight over. The two clans fight over everything from necessities to territory.
All right, I'll kind of go up hesitantly.
Right. As you approach, I had a picture here.
All I imagine is Smith is walking up and the other Goliath just looks at him and goes, "Hey, show me your ink. What are you a part of? What motorcycle gang?"
Yeah, this was. So.
Oh shit, that's a blood Goliath. We're Crips.
My red
Update.
bandana on.
Smith just pulls out two bandanas. Which one do I need to put on here?
So here it is. No, wait, that wasn't it. What the fuck? Where the fuck did this picture go? There it is. I couldn't find it. So this Goliath, he's about the same height as you. He is slightly stockier than you. And you can see a pendant, a polar bear pendant hanging around his neck. When you go up, he turns, he turns to look at your group, and he's kind of taken aback at the same time.
Does he have any weapons? What kind of weapons he got?
So on his back, you can actually see that he has a great axe. And then wrapped around his belt, you can see that he also has a series of daggers that look like they are made out of like the claws of a bear. And when he makes eye contact with you, he kind of takes that same hesitant stance. And he says, he looks over at Groff and over at Gerard and says, "You did not tell me that your ally was a thunder beast."
Not to sound insensitive, but we didn't know.
Yeah, we had no idea. As far as we knew, he left his Goliath tribe and he's just a normal Goliath. Hell, I wasn't even sure he was part of a tribe. I came from overseas, mate.
He says, he looks over at Smith and he says, "You can see it in his tattoos, the markings of the tribe."
Listen, I didn't know about the tribes to begin with. As I said, I'm from overseas.
He has tattoos?
Yes, he has a few tattoos.
My apologies, I thought that was just a skin condition.
I mean, I have a tattoo on my back as well, but I didn't think it meant that.
He looks over at you, Smith. He's just as hesitant as you are. What do you do in this moment?
Uh, who is this? What's he doing here?
Gerard,
Are you asking us?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh, okay, my bad. Oh, I'm sorry, I forget his name already. I know it
Quan.
was a K. Quan, thank you. This is Quan. He's looking to stop the Frostmaiden and unify the tribes, right?
Quan.
And
Mhm.
more or less kind of helped us with more or less saving our lives after Ice Walker came to basically end it.
Yeah, the little things.
And he looks over at you, Smith, and he says, "That is right. I was keeping an eye on this cabin when I saw the explosion. Made my way here to see what had happened when I came across your allies engaged in a manifestation of the Frostmaiden's wrath." And
What did he say? Frostmaiden what?
the Frostmaiden's wrath.
Oh, okay. Is that what the creature was?
Yeah. So basically, the creature was like is basically like the embodiment of her of the Frostmaiden's, like, anger and vitriol. And he looks down at you, or doesn't look down at you. But he looks at you, and he hasn't moved his hands, other than just, like, in his stance. And he says, "I recognize your markings. I wish no qualms with you. I wish there to be peace amongst our tribes."
I wish for the same, but how do I phrase this? I'll just say I wish for the same. I owe you my thanks for helping helping these um helping these guys out.
Of course. And you see, when he says that, he takes a step closer to you, holding his hand out, to shake yours. In well, we'll say, you know what? In fact, we'll say this. He reaches out his arm, in like a traditional manner that Goliaths who are allies and friends would often greet one another. Basically, literally offering, a friendly arm.
I'll slowly do the same.
Okay. He when you accept that, he nods and he says, I'm glad that there are others like myself on the other side of the mountain."
I hope you don't blame me for being hesitant. It's the first
Not.
time I've seen one of your one of um one of your tribes being friendly with us.
It was a decision that I had made some time ago, when the Frost Maiden placed her spells upon our world. I sought him out. And when he says that, he gestures to the pendant around his neck. Oye me Nartok. I sought him out to gain his favor, to see if he would aid me in uniting the tribes. I recognized the power of the Goliaths together, rather than us at war with one another. between...
M-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Monkey together strong.
Monkey together strong. Possibly, though, between the two of us, Akhenathi, Thunlakalaga, we may be able to accomplish such a feat. And he looks back over at Groff and Gerard. We'll say at this point you have all moved in. Ravenchuck, we'll say Ravenchuck starts kind of boarding up this window a little bit, to clear it, to stop some of the snow from coming in.
Yeah. So Wu. Sorry. Wow.
Yep.
He's going to mention that he's got a new head attached to his belt.
That was going to be a question of mine. I didn't know if you had taken the.
Yeah, it's just so when we rolled for it, it's just it didn't come out as pretty.
Yeah, because
It was just like
you
oh,
ripped.
troll head.
Yeah, you ripped some of the teeth out, so it is
Ugh.
missing some of the teeth. Yeah, so Groff and Gerard, the two of you see, with this conversation going on between Quan and Smith, Wu, Ravenchuck, and Beefchuck make their way in. Ravenchuck and Beefchuck go about fixing up this door. You see hanging off of Wu's belt, though, is a... let me pull it up here. An ice troll.
It's good to see you again too, Wu, and I see you're still collecting your trophies.
Yep. Very much so.
Yeah, so
God,
you
that was
see,
bad.
and it is very large. This thing is almost as big as the moose head that he carried into Lonelywood. So I imagine instead of it being so much as like, pulled up in a top knot and like tied around your belt, I kind of imagine you having to like rope this thing around your waist and having the rope like in the mouth of this head to keep it attached to you.
Keep it attached to Wu.
Yes, whatever. Your characters
In-
both have stupid names.
In my mind, I'm literally just picturing the inn that we're slowly building. It's just gonna be lined up with every single animal, creature, and everything that the Dale had to offer.
Yeah,
And he'll just randomly come in and be like, "All right, I got a new trophy head."
that's it. It's not even going to be the White Moose Inn anymore. It's going to be the Trophy Head Inn. And it's going to be where the great trophy hunter Wu has all of his mighty claims.
And the downstairs houses a legal companion battle league.
That's right, totally legal. Definitely
is
nothing
legal, I
illegal
promise.
about that. So yeah, Quan looks at you, Smith, and he says, I asked your friends here, your allies, if they would be willing to help in uniting the tribes. They agreed to help, but I was not aware that one of their allies was a member of the Thunder Beasts. So I will ask you, friend. And he says it in Giant. So I believe the only one in the group who could understand... Oh, actually, yeah. So, Wu, you hear Quan say to Smith in Giant, he says, our tribes have been at war for too long. The Frostmaiden seeks to kill us out. But...
Wait, who we lose? Oh, we lost Aaron.
He says, but united, Goliath strong. If we come together, Akhenathi, keep having to pull up the pronunciation. Akhenathi, and Thun Lakalaga, we can put an end to this misery. And he holds out his hand in the same way he did to show respect. Will you join me, brother?
I will. No, I'll do the same.
Right. And he embraces you, kind of gives you that, like, predator handshake, like Smith and Kelf used to do. Oh, there it is. I was looking for the GIF. Just two raging biceps. Yeah, so when you actually, that's when you embrace his arm in this way, you actually see that it has some remnants of white fur on it, and that his fingernails are almost sharpened, as if there is like a residual presence of his arm, having fur and having these claws.
Do I have any idea what this is about? I guess, or what?
Go ahead
This
and roll.
isn't part of their tribe, is it?
It is not. No, this is not something that's a part of their tribe. But go ahead and roll me we'll say an arc. Well, I guess history or arcana would be the same for you. So go ahead and roll me history.
Hold on. There's such a lag. Come on, there.
Yeah, I just want to apologize. My internet's being shitty again, so
It's all good. We'll manage. Can you hear
why
us?
I've been. Yeah, I can hear you. It's just why my shit's kind of been lagging me out and lagging me back in.
Okay. I just remember from the last time we played, we had that moment where it was like we weren't sure if you could hear us, and you seemed really laggy, and it was very confusing.
And also, only one person ask me if I can hear you.
Yes.
I don't need 6 different people.
Can you hear us? How
Can
about
you hear
now?
me?
It was
Jared, I will punch you.
It was rough last session because his internet was fading in and out. So we didn't know if he could hear us, and it was like we would ask him, and then like a minute would go by and he would respond, but we would ask him like multiple times. So it was rough. It was rough.
Yeah, it was so rough.
So yeah, unfortunately, Smith, you really can't make out what this is. I will say that at least you can recognize, you may have a thought that could associate with the polar bear pendant around his neck, but you're not really putting anything together.
I'll kind of say to myself, kind of that he kind of hears like this fur. What's kind of hoping he'll kind of explain it to me.
Yeah, he looks down at it. He says, yes, this, in my journey, when I was looking for Oya Men Nartok, I came across a trader who had this pendant, and he holds it up, and he says, a trader claims that it was blessed by him, that it holds some of his power, and it gives me the ability to transform into a likeness of himself for short periods of time.
Sounds like it could be pretty useful.
It has come in handy quite often.
Oh.
I used it, in fact, when I came to aid your companions. But its power is drained. It will be At least another few days before I could use it again. For what it is worth,
3 pennies.
Gerard, God damn it. Gerard and Groff, you guys can attest to this because other than the giant fuck off claw and hammer, this picture in the chat is kind of what he looked like charging into the room when he was in his werebear form.
Werebear Goliath.
Yeah, that is what he is. He's a Goliath. Well, it's through the pendant. He himself is not a werebear. It's more of like a one time per X amount of days that he can do essentially what a werebear does.
Like a werebear can care.
Like a werebear can care.
Werebear don't care.
Don't care. Yeah, unlike a werebear who can, use its, who can just like transform at will. He can only use it once per so many days. And he will explain that to you. All right. So you guys have free action. I'm not sure what you guys want to do at this point.
Show off my ice troll head.
Okay. You show off your ice troll head. It is missing a few teeth. You were successfully able to recover 3 out of it, but you had to kind of break a few to get to that point.
Yeah, it happens.
Yep. Well, as you guys stand there, you hear from the guy in the corner who is wearing the prisoner, the prison guard outfit. You actually hear him kind of rustling and moaning off to the side.
Wait, who's
Just
on?
where-
What's
Oh
that?
yeah, the prisoner guy that we brought in here to try and save or whatever that had the prisoner clothes. He's alive.
Thought he was dead.
Yeah, we forgot to mention that.
You just hear him like down there on the ground, just.
You want me to finish
Do we
him off?
need to kill them?
It's just
Be a
have
mercy.
Aaron poke himself in the chest and he'll be able to make the noises.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh God. Yep, that's exactly what it sounds like. Terrible. Terrible.
Got that on standby.
That's upsetting. Yeah, you see him, he's kind of squirming, kind of like writhing around a bit. Not standing or really moving per se, but
Is he tied up or anything?
He is not, no. He is wearing, I know you guys removed his, you guys removed most of his, like, armor and stuff, like the actual guard uniform, to better assess his injuries, and then you were kind of warming him up by the fire to ease his frostbite. But beyond that, he is just wearing, he's just wearing, like, the thermal clothing that would have been underneath all of that guard uniform.
I'm sorry, you said he was a guard?
He wore the outfit of the guard. So if you remember, when you guys found him, he was wearing a strange outfit that had this what almost looked like a canister on the front. I'm gonna repost it here in the chat on Discord. So it's cold weather clothing. It has a hood, but it had a canister on the front of it, as well as a canister off to the side, and there were tubes that were running up and around the body. You were able to determine, thanks to Groff, who came to Icewind Dale from Revel's End, which is a high security prison just to the, a few miles to the north. You're able to determine that he is wearing the armor, or the cold weather clothing of the guards who oversee that place. But the canister on it was broken, and the oil that was in it was dried up. But Groff was able to explain that canister kind of moves, heated fluids throughout it in order to keep the guards warm while they're standing outside in the freezing cold. But the thing that really kind of took you guys aback was that upon inspecting this man closer, you were able to notice that there was in fact a tattoo on him near his neck, which was a signifying mark of him being which was a signifying mark of being a prisoner at Revel's End.
What's Rebel's End? Just a prison?
So Revel's End is not too far north from where you guys are. So let me get you a little picture here.
Do they have like a reputation about them, like being like the bad criminals, or like blue collar criminals?
It is definitely a maximum security prison. So if you look at where Lonelywood is on that map, in comparison to the Black Cabin, which is where you guys are, it took you guys like a good, a good like two, I want to say, was it 2 days travel? Or no, it wasn't. It took you, I had this all mapped out. Now I forget it because I don't know where that particular map is. Oh, I'm so bad.
So bad.
Maps. Icewind Dale. 1 mile. Yeah, that was like... God damn it. This is gonna bug the shit out of me. Oh, this is why I hate maps.
I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map. I'm the map.
That sounded awful. Whatever you just said was just terrible.
It happens.
Yeah, don't let it happen again.
Don't ever do that ever again.
Don't ever do that again.
I'll do it all the time.
I hated whatever that was.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Give me 1 second, Smith, and I'll get you the answer. Alright, oh ho ho, it's magic.
I think we tie this guy up. Should we tie him up? We should probably tie him up.
Yeah, we probably should.
Not
if
my
he's
call,
a prisoner.
Okay, so yeah, it was like 10 miles for you guys to get there, which would mean that that is a cat. Hi, cat.
Say hi, Obi.
Nah, that's a putty.
You ever say that again?
I'll say whatever I want.
Okay, so yeah, it would have been the whole day, because yeah, you guys left early in the morning. You got to the cabin. You guys got to the cabin in about 8 hours. So, to get to Revel's End, it would be roughly... Shifting marker go. To get to Revel's End would be roughly about the same distance, if not longer. Like, it would take you guys probably a good 2, maybe 3 days to yeah, I'll say the better part of 2 days to get up there.
And then
I'm just saying that's how long it would take you guys to get from where you are now to get up to Revel's End. It would take you about 2 or 3 days.
oh,
So
I missed that because my shit lagged.
Yeah, it's all good.
So
So yeah, it gives you guys kind of like, you know, how far this man had come. But yeah, like I said, he was wearing the guard's uniform, but he had a tattoo on his neck that was a number signifying his status as a prisoner. At least that is what Groff and Ravenchuck both knew. But you said you wanted to tie him up?
Yep.
I mean, how frostbitten is he? Is this gonna like break off his arm?
It's not gonna break off his arm. It's mostly like his nose and his fingertips that are frostbitten. So actually, as you're kind of looking him over, you think because of how limited the frost bite actually was on him, that he was out in the snow for quite a while, but he wasn't out in the snow like that long without heat. You know, especially in the temperatures that Icewind Dale can hit, frostbite can onset fairly quickly. So the lax, or the severity that it is, does not seem to tell a story of him being out in the, you know, in the frost for weeks upon weeks, but maybe a few days.
Gotcha. Yeah, we should tie him up.
Okay. You gather up some rope and you bind his arms back behind him. As you're doing so, he's kind of just like in and out of consciousness. You know, like he leans back at one point, looks up, sees all of you. His eyes kind of fade and just goes, I must find my troop. And then he kind of fades off again. We'll say Ravenchuck does a medicine check on him, and Ravenchuck determines that the man's exhaustion is still pretty severe, and that he's gonna need a good night's sleep before he might even be able to speak.
So should we all stay here, take a long rest, and then figure out? Because I know we promised the other guy too about the tribe. Or we could, since he's a prisoner, just leave him here, ignore him, and go help the tribe. But that's up to everyone.
I think that's for long rest.
Well, keep in mind, and you know, you guys make your decisions. The thing to consider about helping Quan with the with his tribe
Frostmaiden thing that the book is called.
yes. So this is what I want you guys to keep in mind. I'm gonna pull up a map here real quick. Fuck is it? That's what I hate about there being like maps to literally everything, but never knowing exactly where those maps are saved. Okay. Yeah. So keep in mind that, and I will say that during the time that what's their names? Neogiri, Chris, and Albot, they finally came back. During that time, Quan showed you a map of Icewind Dale Gerard and Groff of where his tribe is, and like where they would be. Smith would already know this, but to put it into perspective, I'm gonna give you guys a quick map here. Those two red squares on the top left and bottom right. Top left represents where you are. Bottom right represents where in the spine of the world the Goliath tribes are. So you are like more than you are more than days away from
Okay.
where they would be. Let me see here.
So then, basically, if we take this guy up to the prison and whatnot, and maybe get a reward or figure out whatever we're doing with him, or I don't know.
I'd say, yeah, it could be long rest, and then try to figure out who this guy is, and then go from there.
Handle it all in the morning.
All right, so I just looked. It is over 40 miles to get there, but about 10 of that is through the mountains. Now you have Smith with you, and you would obviously have Quan. They know how to traverse the mountains, so I'll give you guys a little bit of a speed boost through there. But being that you guys don't have any dog sleds, your travel speed is going to be 8 miles via snow, and I'll give you 6 miles through the mountains. So it would take you guys probably a good 5 or 6 days if you made a straight path. Now the problem with that is if you look right in between those two red squares is Lake Lac-Dinishare, which you can't just cross.
Bullshit, I can summon a plesiosaur.
Your plesiosaur is comfortably located in Lake Mare de Walden.
I can conjure animals, and it counts as it.
You can conjure animals. Anyone from Icewind Dale, so this is not, this would be not Gerard. The rest of you know that there is a ferry that does traverse Lake Lac-Dinishare that goes between Caer Konig, Caer Dineval, and East Haven. But you would not know exactly where it would be. But you guys also have the option of heading down past Kelvin's Cairn to Caer Konig, and then going from Caer Konig down the road, past Caer Dineval and out into East Haven, and then from East Haven heading out to that place, which would provide much safer travels overall, but would be slightly faster, only because you would be traveling by main roads. So there are options, is the main thing that I want to say.
Which one has more combat?
Well, so the thing is that by you guys going like into Caer Konig and Caer Dineval, there would be the potential for you guys to pick up some jobs there if you so wished. Going straight through the wilderness would pose more general dangers, considering, right now, as far as you know, the Ice Maiden is aware of you guys. She's aware that you're trying to fuck with her, and she's not really liking that. So there's that. But again, that would be, kind of dependent on you guys how you would want to do it. But we can say as of right now, if you guys want to long rest here, you can. So
It's probably the safe option,
I don't see why not.
no matter what we do.
We're gonna take fifth, right?
Yeah, I'll take first one.
I'll say Quan will also offer to take a shift.
Oh, Lucas, am I able to basically notify Neo Guri that
yes.
the group's here so they can start coming back?
Yes. Yeah, Neogiri basically like pops into existence, sees everyone there, gives you a quick nod, and heads back out to go and call in Chris and Albot. So yeah, go ahead and pop off your long rests. It's like 12 miles,
Long rest.
Thank goodness I need
Woo!
it.
day and a half. That's would be a day.
Yes, it has been a day.
Half a day.
Oh, you want tea?
That's a whole big one. Sorry, I'm just trying to do some math over here to figure out how long it would take you guys to go a certain route. Itself would be 2.5 days.
What do you mean he's one? Oh.
Yeah, so if we're looking at that, that would be the 1.5. It's 2.5. 3. This would be a solid 3 days, so that's a total of 6. And then that would be another day. So that'd be 7 days. Versus 5 or 6. Yeah. All right. So just to give you guys a bit of help to kind of visualize what I'm over here mapping out. How's your ribs, buddy?
Eh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
He likes to jab him. Makes him feel good.
Jabberwocky.
Jabberwocky.
Isn't that the thing from Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dragon or whatever.
Yep.
All right.
That's not what I wanted.
So, pretty much your two, as far as what Quan explains, he he will say that it is your decision for how you wish to head back to the Sky Tower clan. Sorry, fucking Sky Tower shelter. But when he pulls out the map, he kind of like gestures out these two routes, explaining that the red one is a more direct path back to the crags, that it avoids most of the mountain range, and but he kind of like like hums it out, and he says that would take about 7 to 8 days, whereas going along the blue path, heading to Caer Konig, going south along that road to Caer Dineval, and then heading over to East Haven and going across the wilderness from there and into the mountains would take about the same amount of time. He even surmises that possibly that route might take, a day, about equal or a day less, depending on what troubles you guys run into. So either route is up to you. He says that you can all discuss it in the morning. So if you guys want to think about that for a quick second, I need to go to the bathroom. If you guys want to discuss what route you want to go, because on top of that, you guys also have, if you even want to travel up to Revel's End, there's also the tribe, the Ragged tribe that Smith, Wu, and Ravenchuck also met, just earlier that day, like 2 hours ago, on the other side of the crevice. So how you guys want to go about that is up to you, but I will be right back.
Break.
I need a drink.
Let's go down the blue path because he likes red. He wants us
Just
to take
in
the red.
spite of him.
Can we just take the left path?
No.
Taking the right path.
The right path is the blue path.
I wanted to take the left path.
The left path is the blue path.
It's always left.
Right?
How's everybody doing?
My ribs hurt.
Great.
It's good. It's good.
Just in
How are
case
you
you
doing?
didn't know, Aaron's ribs hurt.
I heard.
But yeah, like Smith said, how are you doing, Justin?
I'm doing okay. I'm in this weird
sure
state
about
of
that?
denial, but like also excited. So big changes coming up here in like
Sooner than later.
3 or 4 weeks. Gonna have a new house buddy. That's exciting. Human life
Right.
that I am responsible for.
In creating, absolutely.
Someone that's going to talk about me in their therapy session. It's exciting.
I already do that.
You talk about me?
I talk about everybody.
You're the reason Aaron goes to therapy. I thought you knew.
Is it because of this?
what's
Mushroom
2
juice.
girls, 1 cup?
Again?
Oh my god, yes, Aaron!
Christ.
BRB getting a drink.
So every single like joint in my body hurts. I'm getting old. It's great. See how long it takes them to notice.
Jared, you don't still play Fortnite, do you?
I do. I just haven't touched it like since the last season. But yeah, I still play it every so often.
Yes, you have. I've watched you Discord. I know what you've been doing.
Which
I
plays is it?
literally said I
Don't
haven't
lie to
touched it
him.
in like a week.
Yeah, a week, more like 6 minutes. Watching you.
What, you mean when I logged on just to go ahead and see what the new battle pass was today?
Yeah.
And then
I
logged
don't know.
off?
Did you even do that? I don't even know.
And we should also play Mario Kart sometime, all of us.
Hell yeah. We should do another like get together, play a bunch of games night.
That I
agree.
fully agree with. I own Cards Against Humanity, guys. I'll bring cards.
Everybody owns Cards
I
Against
know.
Humanity.
But do you have the fantasy pack with the best card ever, accidentally conjuring up a legless horse that won't stop ejaculating?
I think so.
I
My
have the
bigger black
entire.
box is pretty
Oh,
full.
I have the base game. I have the Nerd expansion pack, which gives you fantasy pack, sci-fi pack, World Wide Web, Geek, AI, Human, and then extra cards because we felt nice. And then I also picked up the picture pack.
Why?
Because why not?
I lost track of all the ones I got, but I haven't bought new ones in years.
Yeah.
I think the last time I bought from them, it was like the back to school pack that came with a condom and a dental dam,
I remember that.
along with like a revised copy of the original game.
But you
That's a
also can't
long.
forget
What's that?
the Pride pack. As soon as you opened it, exploded into glitter.
Oh, I never got that. I did buy literal cow shit from them though.
Was it literal cow shit?
Yeah. They're like, hey, we are selling bullshit. We're not lying to you. Give us $5 and we will send you bullshit. And 2 people on this call bought them, including me.
Was the other one Lucas?
The other one was Lucas. I don't regret it. How about that Resident Evil 4, guys?
Home, home. I'm still waiting for Resident Evil 8 DLC if that's ever coming out.
I mean, well, you know what? I was gonna make a joke, but I mean, they are doing the PSVR thing, so they are working on something. But I don't know what we'll see as far as like actual like expand story DLC kind of thing. I'm kind of hoping for for them to bring out something with Lucas from Resident Evil 7 because he was still around, I think. Speaking of which,
I don't know. He's dead.
is he
Pretty
dead?
sure, isn't he?
No,
One
I
of the
think he got
DLCs and
away.
I fucking hate this.
there's a big boss fight. I know there's a big boss fight with Lucas in the
Was it one of the
DLC for
DL
Resident Evil 7.
What's
Yeah,
going
Oh,
on?
was
in
it
the
in the
DLC.
DLC? Okay, I never finished the DLCs. That's
Oh, we're
It's
talking
not a deal.
Resident Evil,
It's
or if you want to take it as us just talking how we're all going to collectively beat the shit out of you, your choice.
All right,
It's
cool,
with
cool.
Chris. All right, I'm ready.
not
Cool.
20.
Not 20.
I'm amazed it didn't take you that long to see it.
Yeah, no, I immediately looked up and I saw, because I was even gonna say I thought in my head, did Justin turn his light off? Because your room's really bright. So
My room is kind of bright, yeah.
yeah, so I was like, did Justin turn his lights off? And then I immediately caught on.
Like I can
Alright.
turn my light.
So yeah, so you guys got a long rest. It's the next morning. The fire has been stoked the entire night, been kept roaring. The chill from the broken floor, where I have it drawn out on the map there, is kind of bitter, but you guys are able to manage. Also, in thanks to the fact that you were able to, I imagine maybe using some of the new tents that were picked up down at the nomadic tribe. Maybe using some of those materials over the night.
Nope.
No, okay, cool. I guess that didn't happen then. But the morning comes. It is fairly early still, as you are all starting to rise. So we'll set the clock to about say 8 a.m.
I was going to say 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning.
Oh,
You know, like PM time.
Shut
oh
up.
god damn it.
So yeah, you guys are able to get a long rest in. In the morning, you actually look over the prisoner, the one who is tied up at the moment. You actually see that he is kind of now up against this fireplace. He has sat up and is like leaning up against the warm stone of the fireplace that has started to really, fill out the room. We'll say that you're all awake. You guys all have free action as he's kind of stirring about.
Hey, we can finally get information from him.
From
Okay.
who?
The prisoner?
Oh, we can wake him up? Or he's
He
awake?
is awake now. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, you just kind of see him. He's like off to the side. He's, you know, sitting there just like, oh, oh, where am I?
Still a nice one, Dale. I'm sorry to tell you.
And his eyes kind of open up a little bit wider. He goes, still on the Dale? Well, that's good. What happened?
Which
Kinda
time?
hoping you would tell us.
Well, and you can see he like slowly reaches up. He's like grabbing at his head.
How's he doing
Oh.
that?
Oh yeah, I guess he couldn't. I guess he couldn't do that. Good call. He's sitting there and he's like, oh my head. I remember my heat pack broke. The oil was gone, and all I had was that tiny lantern. And then I saw blizzard hit. I kept trying to push through it. Then I saw some light, and the next thing I know, I'm hearing voices. This loud sound, a lot of heat. And then all the pain went away. It came rushing back. This. I don't know. He looks around. He's like, where is this place?
It's a cabin that we found you out in the snow. We assumed you were trying to get to the cabin.
No. I wasn't trying to get to the cabin. We were... He kind of like thinks for a moment and...
What do you mean we?
We were looking for a prisoner.
Aren't you a prisoner?
He kind of looks around and... Oh. I served my time. Guard.
So you were a prisoner, but then you became a guard?
And he nods. And he
Oh,
says...
that complicates things.
Oh.
He nods and he says... I found a rumor that a prison break was gonna happen. Then one of the cells opened up and we were missing someone.
I miss someone too.
Insight check?
Yeah, good.
About the whole I was a prisoner, then now I'm a guard type deal. Damn it.
Why does Groff have 52 hit points?
52.
That's low. It should be 70.
No. I get there's a D10. You have a plus 2. You've been...
A long rest. I fully healed.
Yeah, but for some reason on my on Encounter Plus, I have you at 36.
So I was at 36. Am I still poisoned?
No.
No, that would have. Well, you know what? You only had a day. Um,
Boy, did you.
because no, wait, no, that was yeah, no, because you are your potion is going to be done tomorrow in game. The potion for Groff and Marcus.
Oh, so we need to wait another day.
Yeah, because today, on the day in game, is that the rat pelts are ready in Termaline.
Which I gave. Those are the ones I gave away, right?
Correct. Um, yeah, so the potion for Groff and Marcus would not be done until the next day. So,
Yeah, and that's why I kind of switched out Marcus so he could
right.
not be in this plane of existence.
So I'm thinking that Groff had an HP modifier
I
down.
definitely did, yeah.
Down pretty far. So go ahead and put that 26 modifier on there again.
Yeah.
And in fact, Christ alive, man.
Is he though?
Maybe.
He is, and he's very sad at you.
Shit happens.
Oh, you know what? Do this.
Not the first person won't be the last.
It's not 26, Justin. It is going to be 30.
Oh, I lose more.
Yeah, you're gonna put your HP modifier as a negative 30 because I had to roll for the day that you're on.
Ooh.
I just couldn't figure out why it was, but yes, no, that is it. You are still poisoned via the effects because you did not take the negative effects this past day, but today starting a new day.
It's a new day to be poisoned and sickly.
Yeah, it's like for the last like day or so, you've been pretty good, pretty spry, and then today it's hitting you again.
Need to take my Benadryl. Just sleep through this day.
So yeah, the man on the ground, he picks his head up and he says, "How far away am I from Revels?"
Like 2 days worth.
Too far.
I need to get back there.
I mean, we gotta get back to our town to go ahead and make sure that our buddy Groff here doesn't die.
How far?
Let's take him back to the inn. Let him rest up a day, and he can be on his way.
We can do that.
I'd greatly appreciate that. I still feel terrible pain.
Me too.
I'm going to say that during this time, Ravenchuck is doing a little bit of looking over him with some medicine. Let me go ahead and roll for your boy.
This
Ravenchuck.
is our Dr. Ravenchuck. He's a little mute today.
He nods. Ravenchuck nods. But Ravenchuck will he will signal that he is the man's exhaustion is still pretty severe, and he will tell this man that he suggests a few days stay at the inn, because right now he is in really no condition to be traveling. For what it is worth, this man out of game is at exhaustion level 4. So,
Oh, that's not that bad.
right, which was why the moment he came across your group, he had hit exhaustion level 5, which is speed reduced to 0. So the moment anything was really done to him beyond that was death. But it was because he was in the room when the blessing of the blessing of the Morning Lord hit that actually helped him survive. But right now, he has disadvantage on ability checks, attack rolls, and saving throws. His speed is halved, and so is his hit point maximum.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So let's get him
Mine
down to town so we can get Groffo healed up, and we can leave the guard there and let him rest up.
All right. So if that is the plan, we'll say that your group can start to mobilize.
Yes, I am very immobilized today.
Yeah,
I have a troll head on my back.
that's true. Yeah, you are definitely listed as slightly encumbered because of this giant ass troll head hanging off your ass. You will have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws should you befall them while it's still attached to your ass. Does anyone, before you guys head out of this place, over the night during your watch, anyone who did take watch, did anyone explore the rest of the cabin outside of the room you're in, the room that smelled of sweet wine in the top left, the laboratory where all the scrolls were? Did anyone else explore beyond that?
We would have.
Okay.
Just-
So yeah,
He's trying to find more money. More money to pay for the adventure that he's already in the hole with.
yeah. So kind of rewinding the clock, the night of while you are on watch, you're kind of like, walking through the place, looking to check on any entry points, but also using this time to scope out the place. Beyond what you've already seen, there were 2 other rooms that you had not yet. There is one which, when you enter it, there's a stiff wind that blows through a broken window on the eastern wall that you can see there, causing the curtains to kind of billow and flap. So there is a bed in that one corner of the room that is covered with snow, same with the surrounding floor. This room is pretty much unfit for any habitation. So we'll say that, during the evening while you were exploring through there, we'll say that is when you pulled out of there, shut the door just to make sure it wasn't really causing any issues. Other than that, the last room that you checked in on was this room, which appears to have a larger double bed. The wooden planks that there have been wooden planks nailed over the broken window that is holding out the wind. Furnishings in this room include a saggy double bed and a bookcase containing some folded clothes, a few sheets of parchment, as well as a set of calligrapher's supplies. Next to that bookcase is a soot-stained hearth. You recognize it, that it's the other side of the fireplace that is over in the main room, and you actually see that in front of this there is a scroll that lays amid the ashes of this stained hearth.
What's a hearth?
A fireplace.
Oh, okay. All right.
Do you ignore the scroll? Do you take it?
I'm gonna take whatever I can.
Okay. We'll say
Just
that
so
you,
that-
if you want to, if you know, there, like I said, there's a few. We'll say there's 2 sets of common clothing. We'll say there are 3. Or we'll say there's like a handful of pieces of paper, and then there's the calligrapher's supplies. Beyond that, there's the scroll on the ground.
Okay.
So,
He would leave the clothes, but take like the scrolls and all that.
okay. So we'll say that you have a few pieces of parchment. I'm going to put this in Discord. A few blank sheets of parchment and a set of calligrapher's tools. Do you open the scroll? Because it is stained with soot, but it is intact. Aaron,
Yeah. What?
do you read the scroll or do you just kind of stow it? Hello?
Lucas?
Yes.
I'll read it. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what happened last week.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, because like I kept, I don't know, it's weird. Yeah, I asked. Okay, cool. And I will put this in the chat just so everyone can see it. Because I do actually have a handout for it, but God knows it would take me far too long to actually pick it out of out of this thing. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, it's hard to read on the screen, but I'm gonna put it in chat. So it says, as you open it, like I said, it is cold, it is icy, it's still in solid shape, but it reads, Macradius, I've had enough of this damned relentless cold. I feel it creep into my bones, my head, and my heart. I'm heading back to 10 Towns for a decent meal and a warm bed. I fear this endless winter has numbed your mind, and any tinkerer worth their chains can see that the summer star is a fool's errand. Maybe without me here to incessantly complain to, you'll finally snap out of your obsession. If you truly insist on dedicating your remaining days to this doomed project, might I suggest that 3 is better than 2. I considered telling you before, but you were practically rude about the dinner I made last night. May the light of the morning Lord protect you. Copper.
Well, I guess we could tell Copper that he was right. He did need 3, but he's dead.
Well, you can tell Copper.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh, yeah.
He
yeah.
was right.
Oh, yeah. Tell Copper that he could go tell Macradius that he was right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll say that you find that, like I said, that evening, and maybe, possibly, light a similar fire in that room to kind of warm up second part of the space that you're in. You'll sleep in a double bed, maybe.
We'll rub our bodies together to keep warm.
Yeah. Now, Woo, would you have told the rest of the group about the scroll you found?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know what you wanted to do with it. All right. So we'll say that the next morning comes. You guys talk to. This man that you guys have been talking to, the man who you found out in the blizzard, he introduces himself as Bowden Wiley. And with that, he stands weakly as you guys are preparing to leave the cabin. You have put out the fires here in the hearth, and starting to make your way out early in the morning back to Lonelywood. It is going to take you guys the better part of the day to get back there. So yeah, it was about So say that a few hours have gone by. Do you have?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah. Cool. So you guys are making your way along the path back to Lonelywood. You make your way down to the river. Once you reach the river, you follow that down to Lonelywood, and as odd as it may be, for one of the first times that you have really been out and about traversing the Dale, there's really nothing major that happens. You're keeping an eye out, you're listening for danger anywhere and everywhere, but nothing goes on. And you even start to
like this. It scares me.
You even start to get like this moment of, this was too easy. We have we have a Goliath. We have a new Goliath who's fairly strong, and we have a very weak prison guard, and we haven't run into any dangers. But yeah, you guys eventually reach Lonelywood, and as you walk in, you see that it is at this point. It's about 4:00 in the afternoon. The sun has already peeked behind the spell. As while you guys were traveling, you were able to see off towards the sea of moving ice. To the west, you could see Auril making her ride across the sky for her daily spell. So yeah, you guys are back in Lonelywood.
I want to stop by the White Moose Inn
Okie dokie.
and hand over the ice troll skull to God, what's her name? Kyra.
Okay.
And be like, hey, I got another one for you to hang up.
So Kyra comes out to meet you guys. She's excited to see you back. It's only been a good day or so. Yes, that is the name of that.
Yeah, I forgot I had it in my notes.
Oh yeah, gotcha. So you guys make your way up to the White Moose Inn. Kyra greets you guys, and so does Sonar. In fact, you see Sonar standing there. He has those gemstone eyes, and he still has bits and pieces of his mummy wrapping showing, but he is standing there before all of you as Kyra comes up. She sees she sees all of you coming in, and she's very excited and telling you that that they are starting to get work done, some of the work done on this place, getting out the lumber. She's starting to clean up the place. Sonar is helping. At which point Sonar comes out and says, "You want this hung up somewhere?"
Yes, yes, please.
Where?
That is a great question.
That is a great question, isn't it?
Because I don't have a picture pulled up of what the end looks like.
Second. New ground. Or wait. Is it this one that I have? Oh god. Dungeon Draft is just gonna eat up all my computer's memory. We'll say that we'll say he kind of looks around, and he kind of sees that the place is still fairly disheveled. But here we go. Here's the ground floor. And at this point, you can see, I know I still have, this is like the old map, but there is now like only a few bits and pieces of lumber in here. A lot of the tables that are up in this corner and the chairs that are buried underneath have been starting to spread out across the place. You see Sonar for the time being. He goes over and he sets the trophy over here on a small table that's been amassed. And he says, when we are able to hang it, it will be hung. Oh,
he's dead.
See that he Wu goes to give a thumbs up and then suddenly has a heart attack.
Oh no!
You know, I always thought
be right back again.
Okay. I always thought I mispronounced Nerith Maxildinar, but that's literally how the pronunciation guide gives it. Chawinga. Ongajuk. That sounds like a racial slur. Fun Laka Laga. Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my shit.
I don't know either.
It's getting old.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
See what?
We're waiting for Justin to get back, by the way.
Okay. You see what?
I'm looking at Dungeon Draft.
Oh. Ooh.
Oh,
It's magic?
you know, never believe it's not so.
Phenomena.
You know. All right. No, not that. S for snap.
Ooh, bastard. Yeah. Started getting back into War Tales, Lucas.
What?
War Tales?
I see that. Here, how's that look? Or do you want it on the other wall?
I was kind of thinking the other wall,
Okay.
just kind of a showpiece next to the fireplace.
So right about there.
Yeah.
Cool. Save that.
Just the only reasoning I would want it there is because
You could have
You're
another
more
one
likely
flanking.
to see it.
Oh, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Coming in. Yeah.
And when you walk in, you're more likely to see it when you walk in than when you're
Yep.
sitting down and walking out. You're like, oh shit.
so
I gotcha. I gotcha.
God, we're at the end.
Indeedly doodly, you are.
Or at least
I'm at the end.
Well, you're all at the end at the moment.
What?
Huh?
Oh,
Huh?
no. I thought you were going to start saying something.
I was going to ask, while you are here, are you doing any, like, are you checking out the place while you're here, like seeing the progress on things?
yeah.
I know it's only been a day in game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because you guys, where is it? Session 21 was when you guys, yeah, actually, Session 21 was when you guys came back from the Elven Tomb, where you met Sonar and fought that frost druid that was awakening all of the animals. That was Session 21. You guys, that was the session where you fought all of the frost spiders and also killed the bodyguard of Torga. So that was when you guys killed that bodyguard with the blue eyes who almost escaped, but Smith chased down. Then that was early in the morning. That was when you guys just got back. Torga's shop was just rolling into town. You spoke with Ogden about what was going on. Then you guys went over and talked to Torga for a little bit. At that point, Ogden told you guys where the black cabin was, so you headed out that direction. that's when the blizzard hit, and you guys kept moving through because Smith was doing really well with his survival checks, and Ravenchuck also had the idea to bind you all together. You guys then made it to the cabin that afternoon, because it was like a good 8 hours in the morning. Am I missing a day?
I think you're missing a day.
I think I'm missing a day.
Yeah, because we took another day. Here.
It's been like 3 days.
All right, hold on. So session 18, you guys rested in Termaline. You went to yeah. The group rested. Okay, so on session 18, you guys rested and you left for Lonelywood. It was there that you talked with the doctor. Upon going to the tavern, you learned about the moose. You guys left Termaline early in the morning. You got to Lonelywood still very early. In fact, it was before Dr. Skornstein's office even opened. And it was session 19 that you guys spent a few hours searching for the ingredients out in the woods. And you found the tracks that eventually led to the old elven tomb. You scouted it out, learned the giant moon dial. Everyone but Wu entered the tombs and fought the frost druid Ravizin. Session 20 was when Ravenchuck showed up. That was kind of where we did, like, while the others were in the tomb, Ravenchuck was there. And oh yeah, because that was the session 20 was the day that you guys went back to Townmaster Nimsy Huddle's house and you spent the night there. Session 21 was the next morning when you all woke up. You went over and you checked on the White Moose Inn, because that was when you made the deal the night before. That's when you guys fought all the frost spiders that were in there. You fought Sephic. Then you went over and you talked with what's her name, Torga. This was all still very early in the morning, because she didn't show up until about noon. You guys then headed out to the cabin, and I put you there. Oh my god, actually, yeah. I fucked up the timeline. There's like a...
So what you're saying is
No.
Groff is dead.
No, it's fine. Oh, you know what? I think I know why I'm having the issue, because I said that it took Smith like a while to like forge all the metal and stuff like that. Because then it was only about an hour that the two groups were separated. So I think the problem that I am now realizing, everything that happened from the Summer Star exploding and clearing the blizzard, or whenever you guys actually got it fixed and you were brought back, that was all very late at night. Like, that was like 8, 9 o'clock. Or, I mean, that was like 7, 8 o'clock at night. You guys fell through that thing. You went to the village. You went to the small camp. That whole thing, going through the cave system, was about an hour's worth of adventure. So that would have put you guys at about 10 o'clock at night getting back up to that place. So yeah, no, it's fine. We're still in good shape. We're still in good shape according to the timeline. session 25 is what we're on now, and that's you guys waking up this morning at the whatchamacallit, at the cabin, and then the 8 hours to get back to Lonelywood. So you're arriving here in Lonelywood at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So still
Mid-morning?
yes, mid-morning, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Let me see where Justin is.
Justin's dead.
Yeah, apparently. But yeah, so while you are here, are you checking the place out while you're there?
I probably would be, but
Okay. Yeah, you guys are all welcome to investigate the place.
This is like our inn that we kind of.
Yeah, it's the inn that you guys that the trade for the white moose, the amount of gold that Nimsy was gonna pay was put towards purchasing the white moose inn.
Did we ever find wasn't there supposed treasure down here? Did we ever find that?
You guys did. In fact, you did. When you
it's that chest where I got my glasses and the chest shrunk and
Yep.
all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Is that when I knocked the bookshelf over?
Sorry, say it again.
Is that when I knocked the bookshelf over?
Yes, you knocked the bookshelf over. You found there was a small hole in the wall, and the key, the little spike that Ravenchuck had found on the skeleton's body fit into there, and it actually opened up the door. You found in that room a chest, a wooden chest that was also a floating boat or a folding boat, but inside was mariner's studded leather armor, a lantern of revealing, goggles of object reading, a cap of water breathing, and 10 gemstones. So,
Are we still in a group?
right now you're all. It depends on where you would want to be. You guys have all come back to Lonelywood, so you guys are back in this town, right along the lake, Mayor Duwalden, and Wu is heading over to what is listed on this as the Ramshackle, but is the White Moose Inn for for what we're looking at now. So yeah, you have free action during this time. Like I said, it is currently about 4 o'clock in the 4 o'clock p.m.
in the afternoon.
Can the boat also be used for other stuff? What was the deal with the boat again?
So the boat, the folding boat. Let me pull this up. So many tabs. So a folding boat has 3 command words. The first one causes it to unfold into a boat, 10 foot long, 4 foot wide, 2 foot deep. It comes with a pair of oars, an anchor, a mast, and a lateen sail. And it can hold up to 4 medium creatures comfortably. The second command word causes it to unfold into a ship, 24 foot long, 8 foot wide, and 6 foot deep. It has a deck, rowing seats, 5 sets of oars, a steering oar, an anchor, a deck cabin, and a mast with a square sail that can hold up to 15 creatures comfortably. And the third command word causes the folding boat to fold back into a box, provided that no creatures are on board.
I think we take that with us just in case. Do we have anyone that I can actually steer it, I guess, or?
I will say if you ask anyone in the group, That's up to them if they want to stake claims. I will say that Ravenchuck, for what it is worth, since he's not here, he will explain that while he's okay with land vehicles, he's not great with water vehicles.
I'm the same way.
What is it? A tool proficiency, I guess.
It is, yeah. So under your tool proficiencies, you can get proficiency with vehicles, and you can get specifically water vehicles. So, for example, Ravenchuck has it because his background is soldier. Same with Groff, I believe. Yeah. But yeah, if you want to head into the basement to grab that, you can.
Is that all we left down there, pretty much?
That was all that was left down there, yes.
Yup.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Is anyone heading down there with him? Just out of curiosity. I know
Yeah,
Woo's...
I'll head
Yeah.
down with them.
Okay. Aaron, what is Woo checking on while Smith heads down to grab that that chest? Or would you head down there to see what how the basement's coming along? I can't hear you if you're talking, buddy.
He is having bad luck tonight.
He is. This is a lot like last session.
Who are you talking to about that, Lucas?
I was asking if you were going into the basement with Smith,
No,
Urard,
you were asking about Woo.
Shut. Oh my god. I was asking if Woo was going into the basement with Smith, Groff, and Urard to check on... Smith wants to grab that folding boat that was down there. So I was wondering if Woo was going down there with him to check the place out.
No, he would stay up top side to make sure that the more established area would be...
Sure. It is getting further along. All right, cool. So I will say that for the sake of simplicity, Ravenchuck is likewise going to gonna stay up there with ya. And I gotta readjust Justin's hit points here on my side.
22.
Yep. I'll tell you what, those giant rats were it was rough. And the fact that you have resistance to poison is crazy as can be.
Is today the day to get the medicine?
Tomorrow, but you can always go and talk to him.
Oh, I'll just wait till tomorrow.
Okay.
Groff used to work at a shop. He understands. Customer service. He's not going to be that. He's not going to be. Well, we don't have one in the group now. He's not going to be a Kevin.
Oh yeah. All right. So, the three of you head down into the basement. Smith basically arguing that that boat would be a good thing to have. But something catches your eyes when the three of you head down there.
Uh-oh.
So for one, when you guys left this place, you had shut the gate that was leading to those broken staircases. You had shut the doors behind you, and had closed up that that treasure room to make sure that nobody got in there. Now, when you get down there, you realize that one of the doors is open, the one leading into that main room with the wine. But you notice something else. And put it up on the map here. That is the fact that the door to the broken staircase is open.
Interesting.
I'll go investigate that.
Yeah, me too.
All right. You
I
guys look at
will
it.
as well.
When you guys look at it, roll me some investigation checks.
What are we
What's that?
investigating?
We actually have to roll?
Easy. What'd you say, Smith?
What are we investigating? The staircase? Broken
That's up
staircase?
to you. That's up to you. Are you investigating the staircase? The thing that you guys note is that that locked gate that Ravenchuck mended is open. So you guys had pulled that shut, and that's what you all notice, that this is open. So Groff and Gerard, the two
Hold
of
on,
you.
hold on.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't roll mine. I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad. I looked up and I saw insight. Sorry.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh, good. Okay. So you guys start looking at this door. Groff and Gerard, you look at it, like, when this door was smashed through by Smith, it was pretty mangled. Ravenchuck did what he could to try and mend it as best as possible. And when you guys look at it, you just kind of both assume that maybe the, cold air makes metals contract. So you think maybe it just slipped off of the hook. But Smith, as you're looking at it, you actually realize that there is ice built up inside of the lock again.
So just from one day?
Yeah. It's only been a day since you guys have been here, and there is ice amassed in this lock to the point that it, like, bulged out.
What do you make of that, Smith?
Do I have any idea, like, it must have been like some sort of spell, I'm assuming, or what?
Roll me a history check. This is familiar. You can't really put your finger on it, but something about how the ice is filling it is very familiar to you.
So, can you describe it a little more? Like, so this lock, was it like frozen, like it bulged open, or it frozen locked?
So what it is basically it. Think of like an old prison door in a sense.
Okay.
It has that like main one second, old prison door. Here we go. So, is that a good picture? Yes. Okay. This is a fairly good, not perfect representation of what I had in mind, but this is probably as close to an image as I'm gonna find. So if you look at this picture, now imagine it being an iron gate, more of a portcullis style, more akin to this, because you are able to see right through it. Don't know why that picture just didn't load. But looking a lot like this, like an iron portcullis gate, but it has that same locking mechanism on it. Like it's a big square chunk of metal that a key would go into, and in fact, that was what Wu was attempting to do when you guys were first exploring this place. You know, that was before you like busted through it. Now, that part of the door was the part that was mangled when you guys had fought against Cephik and the ice spiders. That was the part that Raven Chuck mended. He was able to heat it up with heat metal, get things back into shape. So it is actually more or less back to its original shape. The thing is that where that keyhole is, as you're looking at it, you're looking inside of the lock. You can see that like the light from your lantern is glinting off of ice that has filled it, and that lock part has kind of bulged where you can see the seams to the iron on the edge.
So it's like frozen shut,
Yeah.
frozen like lock.
It's
Like you can't open it.
like the lock. So no, the door is actually free swinging. It has, based on the ice expanding in it, it has bent the metal just enough that it was able to swing open.
Oh, okay.
So basically, somebody broke it open.
Here is a much better picture to what I'm trying to describe. Imagine that big square that has the hole in it as kind of ever so slightly bulged out. Whereas Gerard and Groff were more looking at the frame and the structure of the door, you're looking at the actual lock itself, and that's what you're seeing. You're seeing that the ice on the inside somehow filled up and literally expanded outwards.
Okay, I'll explain that to the group. Let the group know what I found. Still don't not quite know what it means, but
The two of you, Gerard and Groff, go ahead and roll me history checks.
Would be 1.
Yeah, unfortunately, you guys don't really know what would have caused this either.
all right. So let's just continue investigating, I guess.
So
So this staircase goes up, I guess, or down.
that's the broken one. That's the one that you fell through.
Huh.
Yeah, because remember that was the one that you guys had to. Well, there is still the rope is not there because the rope has been pulled out. But that was the one that you had tied the rope to so that you could climb your way out. That was the one that you yanked yourself up to go after Cephik whenever he misty stepped out of there.
Gotcha.
Okay. So if you guys are going to keep exploring about, you make your way over to this door, which, again, you notice that this door is open. Now, you kind of think to yourselves, maybe it was just, somebody that was, moving some stuff in and out. But
Did we leave Rime here?
What's that?
Did we leave Rime here?
Rime has been here. Rime has been here all day. She was
Not
there.
Rime Kyra.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's Rime of the Frostmaiden. So, but no, Kyra has been there.
So for all we know, she opened it.
Exactly. You kind of think to yourself that she may have opened it. But each one of you roll me a perception check.
Even the ones that aren't down there?
Not the ones that aren't down there.
Well,
Oh my god, 2.
True.
Oh no, that's an 11. It rolled over the icon and it looked like another 1. I was about to say.
Oh, yay. Oh, you guys all got 17. And Justin's rolling with the gay dice. Nice.
I am. The fabulous dice. Thank you very much.
The dice of true color. All right. You all notice this. Like, as you're all having this thought of like, well, that was weird, why that door was open, and you're like, this door is also open, but the thing that actually kind of catches your eye, it almost looks like there's icy footprints on the ground going through this door.
It's a ghost.
Should we tell the others and try and follow these footsteps?
No, this is nothing important. We shouldn't let them know at all.
Actually,
I mean,
as you look at the footprints, they seem to go this direction over to this door, and then from there they just disappear.
we made sure we killed the guy that had the ice powers, right?
Aye. I'm gonna go in and investigate.
Me too.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I did remove most of the whatchamacallits, the ice spiders. So, but their carcasses are still like piled in the one corner of the room. As you step in, Groff, you note two things. One, you see the pile, the headless body of Cephik Caltro on the ground over in the...
We really should clean that.
Yeah. But the bigger thing that stands out to you, one of these oaken barrels up against the wall has been cracked open. And the edges of where this wood has splintered and broken is covered in ice.
Lads, I think I found where our mystery friend went.
Well,
Point of
you
barrel
had
and-
no reason to alert the others. Should we go ahead and see what we can do?
You two
I'm assuming I don't
start
see any
smash-
invisible creatures in here.
Oh god.
No. With your lantern, you don't see anything.
You two start smashing the ice. When it's loose, I'll have an arrow ready in case it tries to attack.
So you think he's in the barrel?
Aye.
So, okay, sorry. I may not have given the best description. Let me pull up a picture real fast. This will suffice. Shit, this is going to be a terrible drawing. But basically, it looks as if the top part of the barrel, where I'm going to have this circle, that part has been splintered and broken outward.
Oh, okay.
And
so
there
it's
is-
not sealed with ice.
It's not sealed anymore. There is a massive hole taken out of the side of this barrel. As you,
Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, as you look at it, Gruff, like when you first enter this room, you like you can see inside of it, but there is like ice that is like protruding up out of it.
Is there anything else inside? that I see?
As you get closer, you don't see anything inside except for a massive chunk of ice. but on closer inspection, you can see that, especially towards the bottom of it, it almost appears as if there's like 2 empty cavities in it on the lower half of this thing, inside of the ice that's in this barrel.
So there's more holes in the barrel that has a hole in it.
Roll me, what'd you get on your investigation? A 12. You take a moment to think about this. You know, like the shape of them and the shape of where they come together, it almost looks like this is a cavity that like a human could fit their legs into.
That's inside the barrel.
Inside the barrel.
I'll go in and see if there's anything inside that cavity.
There is nothing inside the cavity. It is just a solid block of ice.
Should we just blast the ice and see what happens?
I mean, does it look like if we chipped away at it, would there be something underneath maybe?
Inside of this solid ice, you really just see the darkness. If Smith brings over his lantern at any point, shining it in shows that it is just filled with solid ice. Like, you don't really see anything in it. But we will say that with Smith's investigation, it almost looks like if you wanted to, Smith, you could set Gerard down into where those two cavities are, and his whole body would be inside of this barrel.
Huh. So someone was hiding out here and buffed it out, kind of?
That's what it looks like.
The other thing you notice as you make your way up, the icy footprints that were on the ground lead from that step, from that little ladder that leads up into it. Oh, didn't mean to do that.
Interesting.
I think we may have an unwanted guest.
That's what I'm starting to think as well.
We might want to go tell the rest.
Yeah. Let's.
I'm gonna get that boat.
Okay. Yeah, we'll
grab
say
the
that.
boat.
Yeah, go ahead and if you're doing that, just go ahead and add a folding boat to your character sheet.
Okay, so that's still there.
Yeah, that's still there. That's
Anything
still
else
back.
seem off downstairs?
What's that?
Anything else seem off downstairs?
Roll me another investigation check if you want to search around a bit.
Is this like folding boat something like? Okay, I see it now. Add. What am I rolling? Investigation?
Yeah, investigation. If you guys want to search around just a bit, go ahead and do so. Who is Is Gerard heading up to get Wu?
Yeah, I'm gonna head up to get them.
Okay. So the two of you, while you're looking around, you don't really notice anything overly out of place. Everything other, like, the whatchamacallits are still there. The ice spider bodies are still there. But you guys are kind of checking around this room. Gerard and Wu, you guys eventually come down. What, Gerard, what do you tell Wu whenever you go up? We'll say that Wu and Ravenchuck are upstairs talking about the repairs that are going to be needed on the upper floor in order to make sure it doesn't collapse again.
I go up to tell Wu. I basically go, "Hey,